Awesome.
Oh yeah, completely digitally remastered for 2012. Pew pew, and by 12 I mean 14. So close.
All right.
Do it up.
All right. Now that we're out of the intro, welcome back to Frost LE. We are testing Saga City versus Armada Gaming. This is game number 2. Saga City took the first game. With me casting is Danny still. And oh no!
My game crashed entirely. I
Oh,
all tabbed out, and it said a fatal error has occurred. We will see. I'm still on your stream. At least this was early game. I'm going to try to jump back in here very quickly. Just the game crashed, so hopefully we'll still be okay.
We're gonna have to confer to see if we have to restart or not, but I'm not entirely sure. This hasn't happened before.
Typically, unless either one is scouted extensively, I don't know if I can even get back into the game.
No, there's no way you can get back into the game.
Oh boy, well, Slicer, sounds like you will be taking this game solo, so for the time being, I will step away.
Alright, I'm just gonna solo cast this game then. Well, now that, yeah. Alright, we got approval from upstairs that it's time to solo cast. So, in the top left corner of Frost LE from Armada Gaming, we have Eclipse in the purple Protoss. And in the top right-hand corner, our green Terran player coming from Saga City, we have Kozan. Oh, Kozan's opening with a barracks first. Supply depot is already done, of course. Looks like he wants to get that gas just so he can get that Reaper out and scout along. Now, it looks like this game pretty much verifies that Frost LE, not cross positions only, as our Eclipse player, or Eclipse here, is trying to find out. It looks like he's going straight down and then over, which, for a map as big as this, I think we can not have cross-only spawns, but the gas is done. 3 workers are immediately on it. More workers are being pumped out from Kozan, and over here on Armada's side, we have a double gas being taken with... actually, they were taken a little late. It should be taken about halfway through the gateway being done. Pylon is being made. Actually, almost a supply block for Eclipse there. He needs to keep an eye on that. We should see 2 or 3 workers in each of these gases. Depending on how many get put in, we could see DTs, we could see Blink, we could see early upgrades, but in a PvT, it's probably going to be a robo into Storms, but we got a little scouting hug over here. But Kozan's just finishing up his orbital. Reaper is on the way. It's no full wall for Kozan. Kind of interesting. We might see a Zealot run by that might come into play later on. Eclipse back at Eclipse's base. The Cybernetics core is about done. It's getting a little iffy on those pylons. He's going to need to throw one down, but it looks like he's saving for a quick expansion. One gateway expansion. Very classic, very standard opening from Eclipse. We got Kozan over here with another command center in the base and a reactor coming out, and the Reaper is in the base. It's actually going for probe kills. It's not bothering to scout. And, ooh, Eclipse is actually pulling workers to try and get this done. Oh, is he going to get one? That worker's so low. Yes, a good focus fire by Kozan, managing to pick off one probe, already making this Reaper fairly worth it. And that mothership was so angry, it had to attack its Cybernetics core because of that Reaper. Way to go, Reaper. You gave a case of rage to a mothership core. You should feel proud about yourself. The Reaper's going back in, might pick up another probe kill. There's one injured probe in the line, one less shot to take. And there's a probe wandering into Kozan's base, looking for that expansion. He does verify it, and he does see the bunker being thrown down. So pretty standard game so far. The Stalker is finally out for Eclipse. Uracine. Man. Really? Well, hopefully people could listen to my voice, God. And, well, Reaper is off just to sit at a watchtower for a little while. Eclipse... excuse me. Eclipse throwing down a couple more gateways and a robo, so we are going to see Colossus come out, maybe 1 or 2. We could see just a full fake out and not even get range on the Colossus, just go straight for High Templar. It's always fun to catch the Terran player off guard when there's like 30 Vikings out on the field and only a couple medevacs, and it's like storms. The Reaper does poke back in, but the Stalker's here to ward it off. He does see the Robo though, so he knows what tech is coming. We should see a starport being thrown down anytime soon. Marship Corps was in Kozan's base, just hanging out, having a blast, trying to shoot some people, and man, StarCraft's been a little laggy. Yeah, thank you, Danny, I saw. Let's see here. Kozan getting his second gas finally. Only 2 barracks right now. A little low on the production. Doesn't look to be applying any pressure anytime soon. Eclipse just finished his gateway, and, well, Warp Gate's done, but they're not transforming. He's instead choosing to get a Twilight Council and Forge out at the same time. Very smart to do to let you get all 3 upgrades, even though you don't really need it, but charge and armor upgrades against Terran players as a Protoss player, so useful. Looks like Kozan's actually thinking about a lot of pressure coming his way. He is only on 2 barracks, so a lot of pressure, and just this army dying would definitely put Eclipse in the good spot, but that's the advantage of being an observer. You can see these little things, and it looks like he might just be waiting on Stim to do something. Just remember, he can always salvage those bunkers and get 3/4 of the minerals back. And, well, Stim, while taking forever, it's about a little over half done. Should be done within the next 80 seconds, and this Reaper actually finds a proxy pylon. This Reaper's just way more than paying for itself. It even has 2 kills. This Reaper's just special Reaper. He's going to be the pro Reaper someday. You'll all see. Eclipse does have an observer out on the field. He does compensate for that lost pylon with a few more. Using proxy pylons as supply, not exactly the best situation you want to be in. Eclipse does have his natural base almost fully saturated now, and armor upgrade is coming out for Eclipse, so this is just gearing up to be an extremely standard PvT. More production facilities are coming down. There's the starport right there. We have a reactor coming out pretty much for the starport only. We might see a tech lab being thrown on there. We might see some Hellions popping out. I highly doubt it. Hellion drops seem to have faded out in PvT, which I don't understand why. A Protoss usually has its army grouped up trying to defend the front door from a huge stim attack, and just look at the main. There's nothing here to defend against it. Mothership Core is in a fair spot, but not the best spot. Probably want your Mothership Core like directly between your bases right there. Should actually be able to Nexus cannon each of those Nexuses. Nexi? Yeah, let's go with Nexi, just because it'll probably annoy some people. Oh. But back at Kozan's base, he does... Ooh. There wasn't even a Colossus out. Surprisingly only using that robotics facility for observers. Observers way too useful in PvT. They spot drops, they spot everything, unless you move them slightly, and then Terran players like, I gotcha. Storm is 3/4 of the way done. Charge is about half done. We should see some High Templars out on the field. And there's 1, 2, any more? No, just 2 for now. 2 High Templars out on the field gathering energy for those crucial storms. But Kozan's army, it's pretty marine heavy. There's only about 5 Marauders in here. He's looking to push out, only apply a little bit of pressure. This isn't for a kill. He really just wants to see if he can't, hit a good timing. This timing, a very wonky timing for Protoss players. If they decided to do a quick tech switch like Eclipse did, they might be a little weak. Those Zealots do not have charge, but they do have +1 armor, and by the time Kozan gets here, charge should be finished, but he's already knocking at the door. Charge is about 10 seconds off. Eclipse needs to hold this, or just use the Nexus Cannon. Nexus Cannon works too. We might see a little bit of an elevator up to the main. Oh, there it is. The main force is going to sit outside the natural, wait for this army to move up and try and defend this drop. But there was a storm, and it did a good amount of damage to those Marines. So, a hot pickup from Kozan. Feedback might have been able to kill that, but really good hold off from Eclipse. Kozan's just going to need to stem away, but charge is done now. Those Zealots just charging in there, and oh, a huge storm! Those Marines get slaughtered. A couple of them just decide to derp because of the storm. They're like, wait, the storm felt good. I want to go back for some more. And, well, they found the army sitting there, and, well, it's never a good thing. Kozan actually loading up his reinforcing Marines and his medevacs to move them out across the map quicker, which is a good thing, but after that storm, these units are also low. These medevacs are going to be out of energy. Now, Kozan's going to need to do some risque drop play to stay in this game, or he's going to need a lot of ghosts coming out, or at least a couple of ghosts. Oh, Kozan's flying a Doom Drop right through an observer, and hey, look, Eclipse doesn't notice it yet. He's actually trying to move out, it looks like. Taking a third. The third is already up for Kozan, fully saturated. Happened long ago. Eclipse knows about that. And oh, Kozan's going into Eclipse's main. He's going to try and Doom Drop again, but he's Doom Dropping behind the production facility. He's not really going to be able to kill very much. He will, though, get the Zealots in a little bit of a choke, but good control from Eclipse, being able to surround that army. And Kozan's having trouble trying to break Eclipse here. Like, Kozan's trying to take out the third, another storm. Zealot's just kind of walking it off with the shields, and Kozan's just going back and forth trying to heal up his army, redrop, but Eclipse is just doing a good job of keeping his army split. He still has a few units in his main. He's waiting for those drops to come back in. Where's the Ghost? We need Ghost out on the field, and oh, there's two more starports being built for Kozan with a third one. Is he really going to go air? Well, I don't know, but a DHG Shrine is on the way. Kozan did manage to pick off a few of these workers with this attacking force. How many workers were killed? Only about 9 total so far for Kozan. That's still a good job. A really late Nexus Cannon from the smaller ship core. Not sure if that was necessary. A little bit of a Zealot run by there. Kozan managing to hold this off. Probably only losing 1 worker, 2 workers. But this army, that army's stemmed. And there's actually DTs coming on the field now. There's still this little drop here. There was a drop over here, but I think it got cleaned up at one point. Didn't see it. Yeah, the gateway is down. But, well, there's only scans now. These DTs are going to have a ball. Or they're just going to die instantly. 3 workers more killed. Immediately missile turrets are being dropped. Ghosts are being produced right now. And, well, Eclipse doing a little bit of a reversal here again. We're going to see some Colossus coming out with range on the way. Ground level, or weapons level 2 and armor level 3 on the way for Eclipse. Eclipse is definitely winning in the upgrade race. We can see 1-1 being done for Kozan's Marines. And that's just not going to cut it. He's going to need to upgrade more. He held off the upgrades for so long to try and do damage with these drops, to try and get these ghosts out. And, well, he's producing 3-4 at a time, which may be a little overkill. He should scan the base again or something. Oh, more DTs coming in, picking off actually a fair amount of workers. 4 more workers are down. All these Marines trying to stem and pick off the Dark Templar. You think after like the 2nd or 3rd time, you'd be like, wait, where are these DTs being warped in? It's like, surprise, buddy. You're right there. Oh, Eclipse does have a Colossus out on the field now. Range is just finishing up. There is no second robotics facility. Sometimes that comes into play, sometimes not. But I'm kind of wondering what Kozan's doing with these 3 starports. Is he really making 6 medevacs at a time? I guess so. We'll see how well that handles him. He's going to need some Vikings out. He needs to scan this army. He actually sent his forces down to clean up these pylons, but Eclipse is moving out. There are 2 Colossus out on the field with a whole lot of storms sitting in the back, but that's all his High Templar, and they're all grouped up. We could see a clutch EMP just to kill these, but the Zealots are still 2-3. That 3 armor is going to help a lot. Kozan's still 1-1. 2-2's not even close, about a minute away from finishing. And Eclipse throwing down a 4th like a boss. This Reaper is still being really annoying. Up to 4 kills now. Not exactly where you want it to be, but it's still alive, it's still scouting, and it's still getting information that he needs. And if he's left at his own device long enough, he might actually kill a Nexus. Wouldn't that be just a great trade? Oh, observers are out on the field everywhere. The 4th base, the close 4th base for Kozan is taken. We may see some Zealot shenaniganry, but Eclipse is poking in, and 3 of his High Templars seems to have been EMP'd. A couple else were taken out. I don't think there were any storms used. That would leave 7 High Templar available. Only 3 with the army. Yeah, half his High Templar got taken out. These 3 got EMP'd. EMP got nerfed a couple patches ago. It only takes away about 100 energy now. So it'll still have enough for a storm, enough for a feedback or 2. But Eclipse is maxed out now. Kozan's close. Should be maxed out relatively shortly. Army size comparison, there's only 5 Vikings. And that's a lot of Zealots. And this whole army is mostly Ghost, really. Kozan's gonna have a hard time defending against this with all of these charged zealots with 2 attack, 3 armor, and 1 shield. Ooh, 2 just finished up for Kozan. It's gonna help a little bit. 3 attack is on the way. 1 weapon armor, or 1 sky attack is done. So these, the engagement's happening. All these zealots are running up, but I'm not sure if they're melting. All these medevacs are kind of blocking the field, but the ghosts are all taken out. The Vikings managing to kill off all of the Colossus. Vikings are landing, trying to clean up these zealots. These zealots are just going at it. 3-2, definitely helping Eclipse as best as possible. And, well, it looks like Kozan's just realizes the upgrades. Yep, upgrades. And a GG comes from Eclipse. Danny, if you can hear me, I wish you were here to cast this game with me. Well, that was game number 2 from Armada Gaming and Saga City. And that was Slicer.
And I am back here, Slicer. I was watching...